acknowledging how they felt for you. And I think also struggling to be honest with you, probably about a few things. We've got I regret lying to you, I love you, and I remember every detail of that day. This seems to me like a positive memory that they're recalling, some, I don't know, like high point in your connection with them is a place that they go back to visit, I think, especially on difficult days. But they're thinking about how they handled the situation with you and feeling like maybe they don't have an opportunity to fix this. Maybe it's gone too far. Hello, Carrie. How are you? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of Winchanta. I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. If you would like a personal reading, my email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com, and it's in the description box below. I've also recently launched memberships with 3 different tiers, so hopefully something that works for you. We had our first live stream for members only yesterday, and that was a ton of fun, so thanks to those who were able to join. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? Let's dive in with some tarot. This is the Pause Tarot. What else do we have? The Fool in the reverse. Emperor in the reverse. And the Page of Cups. Well, it's like somebody's thinking back over how they handled the situation with you, and it's embarrassing. Like, why did I do that? Why did I think that was the right thing to do? I don't know. Maybe you make this person nervous. Maybe they get a little bit quick to make decisions because they rush things or they overanalyze. I think this is someone who was not prepared to take a new approach with you. They did the same thing that they always do, and then they realized they had like actual feelings for you, and that was the completely wrong approach to take. So treating you as if you were a dime a dozen, and then realizing, oh crap, this is like my person. This is someone like I'm falling in love with this person, or I am in love with this person, but I've already like kind of acted like a fool. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? Oh, blessings to you as well, Linz. How are you today? Hello, Brad. Hello, Key Controller. How are we doing? 2 of Swords in the reverse. 7 of Wands. And the Chariot in the reverse. Well, I may have messed things up. I may have done some dumb things, but maybe I can save it. I don't really know what the right path forward is, but I'm hoping it exists. Is kind of this energy, right? Like I'm not entirely confident that I could apologize in a way that you would consider to be effective or like, hit the reset button. But I'm going to cross my fingers. It's like I have to explore new territory in order to take this new approach, and kind of wish that I had done that before things got serious. And now I have to like, I don't know, be on my best behavior, figure it out. So I played piano when I was a teenager, or took lessons, I should say. I still play the entertainer every now and then. But this would be like if you had what's it called? Not a rehearsal, a recital. And you decide that you don't really need to practice the piece you need to play until like the day before. Reminds me of a friend who wanted to run grandma's marathon and didn't start training until like 2 weeks beforehand and was not a marathon runner. And I was like, Bro, we need to talk about your life decisions. So we have the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Swords in the reverse. They fumbled someone that they can't stop thinking about. I remember every detail of that day is, like I said, a fond memory. I keep thinking back on how you were different from everyone, or how you treated, or how you spoke to me, right? Hello, Veggietata. How are you doing? Wait, are you saying? I love it. Oh, thank you. That's kind. Hello, Aqua Beauty. How's it going? Safe driving, hopefully. Hello, Upper Echelon. Hello, Matt. How we doing? I've been there before, Key Controller. I hope it goes better the next time around. So we've got another 8. 8 of Swords in the reverse was in the last duo, and now we have the 8 of Wands paired with the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, I said something stupid. I regret lying to you. 6 of Swords in the reverse is things kind of hit the fan because I said something and I really shouldn't have. This is feeling like autopilot. If you have kind of like an automated response to people when you get frustrated, should I use it? Yeah, okay. I always knew when one of my exes was irritated because the phrase right on would be used. Now, when somebody generally uses the term right on, it's pretty agreeable. It's pretty like, yeah, no, that's cool. I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's awesome. But when this person used it, it was like, you might as well have said F you, right? This is something where there's an automatic, like, can't believe you. Well, that's ridiculous. Or you're being insecure, or you're being jealous, or I don't do love. Whatever it is, there's this like, I've said it so many times. My response is this to anybody that does this or, puts me in a corner. But, oh crap, I wish I hadn't done that to you. Like, you didn't deserve that, right? Metallica and Limp Bizkit for your 40th? Oh my God, happy birthday. Have so much fun. I totally still listen to, well, primarily Limp Bizkit. I love Metallica, don't get me wrong, but I don't know what it is about significant other. I suppose just like, I mean, like I used to wear, well, anyways, we don't need to get into all that. 4 of Pentacles. If you all comment about it, if I get enough comments on this video that you want to see a picture of me from high school, I think it was like graduation party maybe? Or were you taking graduation pictures of me in a Limp Bizkit shirt? If I get enough of those comments, I might do it. 4 of Pentacles with the Hanged Man makes me feel like we've got one of those hesitate, don't know how to express my emotions, going back and forth. So you would probably have gotten mixed signals. Somebody who at one moment would be comfortable expressing some sort of sentiment of at least appreciating your company, right? Maybe even talking about things in the future. But then they would go back to feeling like they needed to like wall themselves off or keep elements of themselves to themselves, right? Ooh, have fun in the twins game. Well, that's a great place to spend your birthday. I hope it's the best birthday ever. Hello, Michael. How's it going? Yeah, so this is a tale as old as time. Just kind of feeling a little overwhelmed as far as the emotions felt and how to process them, how to communicate them, and feeling like you know, they messed up. I mean, this is like the premise for almost every romantic comedy I can think of. Whoops. I said that thing and I am mortified. What was it that the chick said in, what was that movie? The Goldschlager Girl. What did she say that she was super mortified about? Oh, wait, I probably shouldn't quote that because it's totally about like naked time. Well, you'll figure it out, right? We've got clarity, truth, intentions, honesty, stress, turbulence, tension, and arguments. So I started an argument. I said something rude because that's easier for me than being honest. Remember, it's like something that they say to a lot of people or something that they use as armor, and you made them feel like they need to protect themselves, like they need to push you away because you were getting to this truth. You were getting to this like vulnerable version of themselves. And they were like, no, I've already given you this pentacle. I've already let you see this pentacle. This one's mine. You can't have that. You don't get to know about like who I really am or how I really feel. Like, get away. So there's regret because they were defensive when you probably were just trying to get to know them. No, exactly. And probably like trying to make it seem, at least for themselves, that you were like the others, right? When you aren't. Shallow, hollow, empty, and boredom. And clingy, holding on, obsessing, and spying. So they didn't want you to access the deeper parts of them, right? The pentacle that he's holding in the middle is what I was pointing to. There are certain things that I just don't share with people. There are certain things that I don't let anybody know. There's certain lines I don't cross in terms of emotional intimacy. I think because they feel you might get bored of them or you may reject them. So I think they accused you of being clingy or asking too much, or you're obsessed with me, or you keep talking about something that you shouldn't. They're trying to make it seem like you have this clinging energy when you really don't. So they started an argument with that in mind. Like, you need to give me some space, or you just keep, harping on that. But it was kind of like a cheap shot because it wasn't something they really wanted to fight over. They just wanted you to leave them to their corner. Yes, Dr. Emery, that's correct. Yeah. And it's funny too, because when I packed up and moved all the cards, I was worried for a second, like, am I going to mix up where they all go? No, not at all. They're like married in my mind. That's good. So we've got conflict, clashing, differences, incompatibility. Commitment, conflict, and possibilities. So if I create a conflict with you, if I make you feel like we are incompatible, then you won't press me or make me daydream about the possibility that we could actually end up in a happy connection. Because if I start to daydream about that, if I start to believe in that, I open myself up to be vulnerable. I open myself up to disappointment or rejection. They don't want that rejection. So I'll create conflict first and end things before you can end things kind of approach, right? This is the Pulp Tarot. What else do we have? Ace of Wands, Judgment in the reverse. Five of Wands in the reverse. So the thing that was said, the argument that was kind of manipulatively started, right? Like I'm using this little thing to create a problem between us. It had this impact on the Queen of Wands where it was like, okay, well, then that's that. So I guess if that's how you feel, then I need to make a change in terms of how I feel, or in terms of whether or not I wait for you, whether or not I'm invested in this. So Judgment in the reverse, Five of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Emperor in the reverse, the person that you've been dealing with. So if you're keeping track, I believe I'm reading for the Queen of Wands, and you've dealt with an Emperor in the reverse who was kind of struggling with their emotions. Remember, don't get too caught up on those genders. This could be anybody. But they feel like they made the wrong move and they pushed you too far away, because now you feel like you shouldn't fight for it. Now they're starting to look within and question why they did what they did, why they pushed you away, why they couldn't just be honest with you. King of Swords in the reverse. I regret lying to you, because it was the lie. It was the fake argument that caused everything to really go off the rails, or feel like it was for sure over. Hello, Laura. How are you doing? We got the Sun in the reverse and the Nine of Pentacles. So this is someone who's mad at themselves. They started an argument with you to maintain their sense of secrecy, or, you can't get close to me. Not realizing that they had pushed you so far away that now you are in this Nine of Pentacles energy. Previously, there may have been some back and forth between the two of you, because this is someone who was the Chariot in the reverse, right? I'm going to do this, and then I change my mind, and then I say this, and then I feel that. So you finally decided, okay, if you give me mixed signals, I'm going to take the less positive one as gospel truth, because I'm not going to daydream and get my hopes up over something that is unreliable or inconsistent, right? And this has led to some unhappiness or frustration for the Emperor in the reverse, because they're worried. Now are you completely over me? Are you working to forget me? The Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Three of Wands in the reverse, and the King of Wands in the reverse. So they wanted this argument to be like a hiccup or a break. They didn't want it to be the end. And now they're seeing that it might be the end. So I'm a big old nerd when it comes to a few things, but I love bushcrafting videos. It's super peaceful, especially if I have time to draw or something, just to have that in the background. And I love seeing what people can create without power tools even sometimes. And I feel like there's something here about okay, one process that they sometimes use is charring the wood that they use for the foundation, because if it goes into the ground, obviously it's susceptible to rot, right? This is, in my mind, I'm seeing somebody who's trying to achieve that, but they just burn the whole wood down. This is somebody who took a lawnmower for a haircut, right? It's whoa, dude, chill. If you're trying to cut onion and you get a machete, let really necessary. Like, what are we compensating for here? Just curious. Just curious. Hopefully, bitchy tata, but we don't know for sure. Let's see. But this King of Wands in the reverse is like, oh crap, that's too much fire. Oh, oops. What did I do that? Ten of Swords in the reverse. So we've got somebody who, this is for me looking like I wanted you to feel like you needed to back up, but I took so much, I put so much energy into pushing you away that I pushed you away and I hurt myself. Like, this isn't just like I caused you to question. It's more like now I've really hurt myself with my own actions. Seven of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Swords. Because now you're on the defense. Now you're like, why would I want to talk to you? Why would I believe anything that you have to say? You lied to me. So they're nervous because it's not just that you're questioning whether or not they have the ability to commit or the ability to be open and honest about how they feel, but also that they tend to like run away from that, or they don't necessarily understand the consequences sometimes of those emotional interactions. Hello, Selena. How are you doing? The blues, scared, heavy emotions, mental distress. Now, I just want to also point out for Matt that this is one letter off from saying heavy metal, which is, I think, in support of your plans for your birthday. If you just look at the first two words, right? Heavy emotions, mental distress. Let's go with metal distress. Uh-oh. Why? Oh no, now we have the lucky break and the heart to heart. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. We've had some sad nights, okay? Like Bridget Jones style. Maybe you needed some ice cream. Maybe you needed a nice little stuffed animal. Maybe you needed to like throw some darts or something. But we have some emotional anger. But it's worse when you have to blame yourself, isn't it? Damn it, Carmen. You know? They've had to process how they feel for you. They've had to be honest with themselves about what they were actually trying to accomplish or why things ended up the way that they did. And that's not something they really enjoy doing, but they have to, right? There's some insight that they have, probably based on your reaction or what you've said to them. As far as like, you don't have like 5 other chances with this Queen of Wands, right? You've chosen poorly. But we have lucky break and heart to heart. Good fortune, good things coming, turning point, deep conversations, intimate discussions, and blunt and honest. I think this has pushed the Emperor in the reverse to the precipice. Are you going to, take a leap of faith and talk about your emotions, talk about what you want, face those fears, and have a smidgen of hope that things will go the way you want? Or are you going to avoid this heart-to-heart conversation and just kind of accept that you're going to be a little bit upset about losing this person? Hello, Peggy. How are you doing? Hello, Darnell. What's happening? What else do we have? We got Super Size Me, Laughter, and Honeymooning. They're nervous that if they don't go for like the grand gesture, that you're not going to like listen to them. So they can't just show up with half-hearted comments or repeat patterns. They have to like really be polished. We've got Super Size Me, doing too much, excessive, overindulgence. Laughter is happiness, joy, and healing. So I feel there's been a bit of wasted time where the Queen of Wands was working on themselves. They were not wasting time. They accepted that something wasn't really going the way that they wanted to, or they took those words from the Emperor in the reverse seriously. Okay, if that's how you feel, I'm not going to build up some illusion for myself, right? And you found some sense of joy elsewhere, and they may be concerned that you have found someone else who's interested. Happy birthday, Darnell. We got like a birthday crew today. I love it. I'm so happy for you that you have a Saturday birthday. All right. Actually, this is the Black Tarot. What else do we have? The Star in the reverse, the Tower in the reverse. Yeah, I think sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves about how much time you invest in waiting for things to get better, or waiting for someone to do the right thing, or waiting for Carmen's stomach to growl, because it's totally going to happen, you guys. Well, that was a little baby one. You probably couldn't hear it. Sorry, I will eat after this reading. This is somebody whose perspective changed. They said, you know, maybe I was a little unreasonable. Maybe I was living in a fantasy, thinking that this person was going to find that commitment energy when I knew that they were struggling with those emotions. So maybe what I need to do is just accept that this wasn't going to happen, or can't happen, if they're not going to address that issue. With the Page of Swords in the reverse, I do feel like it's because of what was said. I shouldn't have said what I said. I regret lying to you. They started an argument, and I feel like it was for many of you about whether you were like being clingy or needy in some way, when I don't think you really were. Nine of Spears or Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, codependency. They were trying to make it seem like you were expecting too much, or being like needy. We got Magician and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. But they were looking for a way to start an argument. And it's just, they didn't expect it to be so final. They didn't expect it to escalate, or for it to change your perspective on them. Because I think for a while you did not change your perspective, even though they were trying to give you those little signs. But they turned the volume up a little too high on this one. Now they're like, okay, so basically you don't love me anymore? Two of Cups. Wheel of Fortune and the World. Yeah, they're concerned that enough time has passed, that there's somebody else here who may have thrown their hat into the ring, or confessed their emotions for you, or somebody may have caught your eye. This is not for everyone, but there's a necklace involved. You gave to them, or they gave to you, or some sort of charm. There's something here that they hold, or that they think about if they gave it to you. And it's like they're like hoping that this is something that connects you to each other. But they're they're real nervous, because they worry about how much time has passed, the fact that they have let this go as long as they have, and the fact that your energy seems to have changed. It's pivoted in some way. Yup. Five of Spheres, which is the Five of Pentacles. the Devil in the reverse, and the Two of Swords. So they're mad at themselves because they really can't blame anybody else for the fact that you're like losing interest, because they themselves were like, I don't love you, or you're a little bit too much for me. I don't think I want to deal with this, or I don't think we should continue to talk. They're like, damn it, you weren't supposed to listen to me, not like that. Hello, James. Thank you so much, hon. Hello, Curtis. How are you doing? And we've got the Devil in the reverse clarifying the Magician, because what they were trying to do might have been more so that, like, testing you. If I push you away, are you going to come back with more enthusiasm because you really don't want me to walk away? Like somebody who starts the argument and then, says something and then starts walking away, but then they look over their shoulder like, oh, aren't you going to call me back? Don't you want to keep talking? Could we just talk like adults and not do like the weird manipulative stuff? How about that? They're like a little bit mad because instead of coming back or chasing, you were like, okay. I mean, if that's how you feel, I'm not going to like try to convince you. You made the decision and it wasn't my decision, where they wanted you to feel like you should try harder, right? You should pull them back in. Gosh, I don't know. That sounds awfully needy for somebody who is accusing someone else of being needy. Sorry, I'm a little sassy today. Or every day. What do we need? I think we need... Oh, yeah. This is the Golden Lenormand. What else do we have? Oh, no. Hold, please. Small little drips from the glass. What else do we have? Yo-yo is a one-person toy. Yeah. What else do we have? Number 6, the clouds, and number 2, the clover. Interesting, because we also got lucky break. Now I'm thinking about me lucky charms. I think this is you having positive energy around you, because we also have this Ace of Wands, right? I think things start picking up in a very positive way for you when you stop waiting for this person, because you've accepted, I don't really want things that are, ambiguous. Sorry, I can't help but think of the ambiguously gay duo whenever I think of the word ambiguous. It's just, I think you've realized it's not really a good use of time to put your stock in or like be very invested in things that are back and forth, wishy-washy, flaky. One day you love me, one day you don't, right? Hello, Pytho. How are you doing? Yeah, I should use that at some point, shouldn't I? I think I did for a members only reading. Look, you've got positive, like good fortune energy coming to you because you chose what's real over the illusion. So it pays off for you. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, let's do that real quick. Okay, y'all. You might have to pause the video, and that's fine. Do you know what this is? If you don't have an appreciation for 90s culture, and I encourage you to address that. I want you to think of a yes/no question. That's where it ends, or the answer is a yes or no question. Like it doesn't say Steve or like Kelly in here, like who's in love with me? Okay, I'll stop being so condescending. Sorry, guys. Come up with your question. And we'll see what the answer is. Are you ready? Are you ready? Come on. You gotta choose one. Okay, there we go. Hold, please. My reply is no. All right. Hope that helps. Yes, exactly. All right, let's get a few from this is the truth is. What else do we have? Oh, also, if you are a member and you did not notice, I put up a poll asking what kind of video you would like next. So make sure you vote for that. That's a poll for like probably later today. So if you try to vote tomorrow, it'll be like, "Thought we already did it." So as I was drawing this card, I saw Serenity Sage say, for anyone going through this, please know this type of situation is abuse. And I do think that that is true. You know, there's a spectrum, right? But we also have this toxic card coming out. And I think that's accurate, right? This is, in a way, I would say this is emotional abuse because you're not willing to be direct with somebody. And so you're playing games with them, right? It's unhealthy and it makes you doubt things. It is meant to shelter them from the pain that they are willingly exposing you to, right? That sense of rejection. So it is manipulative, it is toxic. And it's because they don't want to admit to themselves that you are very important to them or that they are in love. I don't think I said hello to Serenity Sage, but hello, and thank you for that. Hello all around, how are you doing? Thank you. We've got somebody that needs to embrace the risk element of love if they ever want to like actually understand or experience the beautiful part of love, right? You don't get to smell a rose unless you navigate the thorns, you know, unless you're a bitch and you bought it at a gas station. Just saying, if you want to like cut the rose, you sometimes get cut by the rose. Thank you, James. Yeah, there you go. Interesting. So we did have the Magician come out, right? And we have unfulfilled. So the Magician energy is your energy because we also have the Devil in the reverse underneath it, right? You got pushed by this person emotionally, right? I lied about it or I started a fight to push you away. And you were like, okay, well, you know what? That's a language I can speak. That's something I can actually understand. It sounds like what you're saying is you would like me to leave you alone. Okay. So if you're not willing to address the fact that I need more love and you're saying you need less love, then I think what that means here is that I should walk away. And they're like, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you going? Come back. No, like that's what you just said though. Help me understand. Thank you. Sending you healing all around. But this person, after pushing you away or starting this argument with you, continues to watch what's going on, continues to wonder if you are thinking about them, and is hopeful that there's another chance, even though they were like, no, I don't love you. They probably sounded better than that. We've got number 32, Door to Spirit. And first chakra, Archangel Michael. I mean, this is protective energy, right? And what do they say? Rejection is protection. If somebody pushes you away because they don't know how to understand their emotions, why is that a bad thing? If you don't know how to love me, push me away, please. Like earlier, the better. Like, let's save us some time, right? This is basically saying you've been protected from this person because if they try to understand these emotions or commit to you before they actually went through this healing process, they would only continue to cause you more problems. They would only continue to struggle with that truth, struggle with those emotions, and how they could somehow maintain control, even though love is all about losing control. So I think there's somebody kind of like protecting you, saying, you know, that happened on purpose. That's how it was supposed to go. Because this person doesn't know how to do it. They don't know how to like let go and be in the moment, right? Appreciate the beauty. They're like, but I'm scared. One of the things that I love about amusement parks, you've probably heard me talk about Valley Fair on here before because I grew up not far from Shakopee in Minnesota. I love that roller coasters and rides like that provide a measure of security, right? You have the belt, the little safety belt, little thing that comes down. You're like, okay, I'm in here. I'm safe. But then you go, wee, and then they have like a corkscrew one at, I guess run would also work. At Valley Fair, where, you know, you're literally going upside down. But it's the fear element that makes it fun, right? If I were 5 years old, I'm sure I would be very content with the little school bus thing that just does this like 10 feet off the ground, but I ain't. I want a little fear, okay? This is saying to the Emperor in the reverse, you get none of the good stuff. You get none of the thrills if you're not willing to hang upside down a little bit. If you're not willing to hang upside down a little bit. Hi, Carrie. Oh my gosh, go once for me, will you? I miss that place so much. From the lazy river to the like, oh my God, I might have peed myself because I was upside down and I thought I was going to die rides. Like, I love it. My favorite would be the white roller coaster, the wooden one where people are like, ah, like it shakes you back and forth. I love that one. It's not going to be the beautiful love story without a little bit of risk. So if you have zero skin in the game, you get zero love. This person is getting zero love because they pushed you away and they weren't willing to have that risk. And now they're realizing that there was also risk in insulating themselves against you, which is now I've lost you. Now I can't like convince you that like I'm actually really hoping you come back around, right? Yes, exactly. Oh my God. Stop. Hello. Is it Femme la Bouche? Oh, of course, it's Bumface. Bumface, this is why I'm laughing so hard. I love you. You're great. It's like, why do Crocs have holes? It's where your dignity leaks out from. You're killing me. Look, this person's realizing they do not get to enjoy the beauty, the like high parts of the roller coaster without the terrifying parts, okay? Why do you think they take pictures of people on roller coasters when you're going down the biggest drop? Wild Thing. I don't know if that's still the thing. Didn't they like maybe even say they were taking it down? Wild Thing is where they took pictures at Valley Fair when I went there. And let me tell you, you could try to like go for like a normal, like I'm not dying picture, but what's the fun in that? Like if you're gonna take a picture of me on a roller coaster, I'm gonna be like, freak out a little bit. This person didn't want to freak out. They didn't want to like actually risk anything in this connection. And you were like, all right, cool. So you're scared. Because I'm not scared. This Queen of Wands was like, okay, you don't want to ride the roller coaster. You're a little bit nervous. You're going to puke a little bit? Okay. All right. Then I will go check out the community of people who have high honor, who are not scared of that roller coaster. Sorry, not sorry. Look, if you're not ready to ride that ride, then don't get in line. We've got mature man in the reverse. And thief in the reverse. So the decision that this Queen of Wands has made, the love magician, if you will, is, okay, so your approach to this connection is toxic, whereas, mine is trying to show that, I would like to pursue something, or one of like openness. Then I guess what I need to do is be honest with myself that your emotional maturity is lacking, and I should probably take back my energy. Thief in the reverse makes me feel like you appreciate that your energy and your time is currency. How are you spending it? Is it wasteful? Because if this person ain't ready, then yeah, it is. That's like standing outside a coffee shop that isn't open and wondering why you don't have coffee yet. I don't even drink coffee, so that's not my message. Do you know what I'm saying, though? It's like, hey, let's take like an accurate assessment of the situation, and if the store is not open, there's no love for sale. I need love. Then I will go where there is love. So I'm not going to waste my time here anymore. You've decided to pick up and move, go elsewhere. Where is the love? Where is it? I will go where the love is. All right, this is the untold messages of the heart. What else do we have? Something or someone is standing in between us. Even though we shouldn't, I still want you. I'm busy with work right now, and it requires my attention. And I'm staying away from you because the last thing I want to do is hurt you. So I do think they're getting to the point where they accept. I think I said this at the beginning, right? They're looking within and acknowledging, I did this. I made this worse. I really stepped in it this time. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I respect you. Good work. Because the meaningful healing that we all need in our lives at various times begins with looking within. What did I do, or what could I do differently to not be in this situation? Because if you avoid those things, if you want to blame everyone else or circumstances for the situations that you find yourself in, it's a lot harder to change your reality. So let's empower ourselves, assess the situation. What can I do differently? It's like, hey, man, it's hot outside, therefore I'm sweating. Well, you wore a sweatshirt, so maybe next time you could wear like a tank top, right? Don't pursue people who are unavailable. Embarrassed. I know I've acted childishly. I don't know how to approach you now. I'm ready to take a leap of faith and risk it all for you. I did say leap of faith earlier. Okay, so this is somebody who's saying, I get it. Uncle, I get it. You're like walking away. I'm potentially losing you because like literally that's what I told you, was that I couldn't do this. So I don't know how to change up, but if I don't change up my approach, then I will lose you. So they have to throw everything out the window, right? Like Barney's playbook in How I Met Your Mother. And I have to actually do things an honest way. Tis true, Laura. Just to like kind of back up the 8 ball, I guess we've got another no. And intensity. The feelings I have for you overwhelm me, so I run away to process them. Gosh, I feel like I've already said that. They're processing these. They're understanding these emotions. They're seeing things from your perspective. And maybe we give them credit or respect them from a distance for acknowledging this and making this change, because this is how people grow up. This is how people address the things that hold them back or make them come across a little bit immature. So I salute you. Anybody who is challenging themselves to approach relationships in a non-toxic way. Because if I want to be in a healthy relationship, I have to approach that connection in a healthy, honest, direct way. I can't just be like playing games, right? You get what you give. You know, you're going to play games, you don't get games. So they're challenging themselves to take this leap of faith and risk it for you, knowing that right now, the biggest problem is you expect them not to know how to process those emotions, and they need to be able to show you. This is something that like I'm actually working on. So it's about actions instead of words, right? Hey, bitchy. It's okay. You can just chill. It's not big. I don't think so. All right. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I'm going to go eat some food. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And thank you to the members. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Toodles.